Greetings, citizens of Earth. Today we at Speak Out are going to be having a discussion about employment, thinking about what are the barriers to people with learning disabilities getting employment, what people's experiences are, and how we can think through and challenge these barriers.
Lovely, thank you, Nathaniel. So today we're here, we've got Rahan, Nathaniel, Michael, and I'm Alex. So today, as Nathaniel said, we're going to be talking about employment. So the first question that we want to address is, why is it important to you to have a job? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? Why is it important to you to have a job?
It's important for you to have a job so you can be able to be part of society and to be able to explain about what you do and to encourage employers to be more supportive.
Yeah, that's right. So you feel like you're part of society, you're contributing. That's really nice. And where do you work, Rahan? You've got a job, haven't you? So could you tell us about where you work?
So I work for the Specialist Community Disability team at the council.
Brilliant. So you're definitely making a contribution then.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And then I work for Stay Up Late on a Friday.
Brilliant. So it must feel good to know that you're making a contribution to your community.
Yeah.
That's great. Nathaniel, what about you? Why is it important, do you think, for you personally to have a job?
I think similarly to contribute and feel part of community and society, and also to have the opportunity to grow and develop, because there's lots of things that through having a job you get to sort of do for the first time and learn new skills that otherwise you wouldn't have the opportunity to.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. So Michael, I know that you're not working at the moment, are you? But you have had jobs in the past. How did it feel for you having a job when you did work?
Very up and down.
Yeah.
Where you get older, you're not valued so much. But you think you're in a steady job. I like to get rid of people.
Yeah. So you had a job at the Mail, the Royal Mail, didn't you, doing the post?
But you think you've got a job, then suddenly it's happened a lot. But they tell you you're not good enough anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That can't have felt nice. But when you did have the job, and when it was good, how did that affect your life?
I thought I sort of had a purpose, but it can go. It depends on the bosses you get.
Sure. So yeah, it is really important to have a purpose, and our job can give us that, can't it?
I'm just glad I haven't got work stress anymore.
That's interesting. So even though there are some bad things about losing the job, there's also an upside that you don't have that stress of having the job anymore.
Yes.
Was it quite stressful working there?
Well, I didn't make it easy.
Right. Was that because of the job itself, or because of the people there, or your boss?
I was beginning to get bad health, and I just sort of said, "Oh, just get on with it then."
Right. So they didn't give you much support when you had and it was your arm, wasn't it, that you had some problems with?
I lost my purpose.
Yeah.
But if that's the way business is going, I don't want no part of it.
Fair enough.
They only think of themselves instead of the workers. Sorry about that.
Fair enough. a fair opinion, and that's your experience. So Michael's mentioned a few challenges that can come up in the workplace. Has anyone else faced any challenges in the workplace? Anything that you can think of?
If the challenges are not there, they will develop.
Right, okay.
Probably trying to get the right equipment you need. And then
Interesting.
it takes a while to be sorted out.
Can you tell us a bit more about the equipment that you required when you had a job, or when you got your job?
So like a screen reader, computer, a high contrast keyboard,
Okay.
those kind of things, and like a HD magnifier.
Right. Okay. So that's to do with visual impairment, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So sometimes when people get a job and they have an impairment or a disability, they might need some extra equipment, and sometimes it can be difficult to find an employer who will agree to go there with you and make sure that you get what you need to make those reasonable adjustments. But it sounds like that's happened for you at the council, so that's really good to hear. So that's really positive. What about you, Nathaniel? Is there any particular kind of challenges that you can think of that you faced either in your current job or in previous jobs or anything like that?
I think the two challenges, one is a little bit to what you said, Farhan, in terms of on the equipment or support that one needs to do the job. Currently for my job, I will eventually get a personal assistant, but because of the processes with access to work, which is a government scheme taking its time, it means that I don't yet have a personal assistant, and it will be some time before I have a personal assistant. So that can increase the challenges and anxiety at work when you don't have that support that you need. Also, not in the work I have now. The place where I work now is a very nice and empathetic place, but in a previous place where I worked, there was a lot of bullying, especially from the managers who didn't seem to be, who weren't very understanding of people having a learning difficulty. So attitude from managers can be a barrier if the attitude reflects discrimination.
Cool. Michael, did you want to say something?
Some of them say who don't want to help you is you're not your carers and you're not disabled enough.
That's interesting. So
and I say it doesn't happen now, but it does in a small scale. And they say, oh yes, we cater for people like that. And then when it comes to the nitty-gritty, they don't.
Right. Okay. So that's sounds like you're frustrated by that.
Well, I'm not frustrated, but
Okay.
it holds people back.
Yeah.
Where they say, oh yes, we support people with learning and difficulties, and when something comes up, like a problem and stuff, they will always get the push.
Right.
Or just like, we don't cater for you. We had to make a cutbacks. Unfortunately, you have to go, or you're not quick enough.
I suppose it's when it's
Because when people who think they've got a job, in the future they might not have it.
Yeah, and I suppose it's sort of sounds nice for employers to say that we include people with learning disabilities, but you're saying that when it actually comes down to it, it doesn't. They can't make it work.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, so it sounds like there are some employers that are doing better, like for example Rahan at the council and Nathaniel at Grace Air, but maybe elsewhere it hasn't quite caught up yet to how it should be.
Maybe with the council they are holding back, but in some places like the council stuff, it can happen out of the blue.
Sure. Yeah, I suppose it can happen anywhere. It's important for you, Nathaniel, to have a manager that is supportive and understands the extra needs that you might have. Yeah, and I guess maybe there's a sort of training need there for in certain industries, so that people can start to appreciate the benefits actually to employing people who are neurodiverse or who have a learning disability, who maybe might have a slightly different perspective on the world or the work that you're doing, and might bring a way of thinking that nobody else in the organisation has.
That can diversify and help the organisation try new things or see things from different.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a bit of when I was in Royal Mail, I did my utmost to keep the job, and they told me to slow down, and you're working too fast. And I thought, what? But now the service has gone from bad to worse, and their attitude is, if your face don't fit, and it's creeping into every firm. If your face don't fit, I don't want you. A little bit.
Okay.
I was speaking to a neighbour yesterday. He was told, "Oh, you're not quick enough." But it's like, if you're not quick enough, well, it was alright a few years ago, why now? Kind of thing.
Do you know what job they have?
They had a care assistant, helping people, and then I just turned around and said, "I'm afraid you're not quick enough. We have to let you go. Your time." They use like excuses like, "Your timekeeping is not very good."
Oh, right.
And it might not be in my hand's case, but they know how to dismiss people rather quickly with statements like that. "Oh, you're good one day," and then, "Excuse me, can we have a word?"
Right, okay. So that must catch people off guard then, I suppose.
Yeah.
They think that everything's fine and then suddenly it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. And you mentioned about sort of if somebody's face doesn't fit. What about in situations where somebody has like a hidden disability, where it's not clear that somebody has a learning disability or that they have autism or something like that, and maybe because people can't tell, maybe they don't understand that they have extra needs.
They don't recognise it, and that they think that you've got a problem and you're weird.
Right.
They can think you're sort of like play acting.
Yes.
Or like
A drama queen, yeah.
Yes.
Play acting, that's interesting.
Play acting. I think it's similar. I noticed similar tendencies between the managers and my parents, in that the assumption was that you weren't really struggling, you weren't really finding this difficult. You knew what to do, you could do it as quick as everybody else, and you were choosing to make a commotion or be a drama queen.
Or
You were
seeking
play acting.
or seeking attention.
Yes, or seeking attention.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting. So attention seeking, I guess. So people think maybe sometimes someone might be attention seeking
Yes.
when actually they just need some help.
Yes.
Interesting.
Alex, I suppose it depends on how much time you have to help that individual.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, workplaces are busy, and there's a lot to be done, I suppose. And so I maybe sometimes people's bosses get frustrated, or they get caught up in, you know, the day-to-day busyness, and sometimes don't remember to be sort of kind to people and understanding of people's needs. Yeah, so something to work on.
Or one of the statements you get is, "Oh, we haven't got the time for this. Go away."
Right. Okay. Is that something that you experience?
Yeah.
And how does that feel when someone says that to you?
Frustrated and not being listened to.
Yeah. Can't feel very nice.
And that's probably why the economy's gone a bit down. There's more stress involved than meets the eye.
Yeah. I understand.
Hidden stress. And they say, "Oh yes, we cater for people with learning difficulties." And then when it comes, like I repeat myself, I don't want to be a killjoy, but they don't seem to take it on. They take act and say, "Oh yes, we cater for people with learning difficulties," and then when it comes to the nitty-gritty, they don't.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We talk quite a lot about in the actual workplace. What about getting to work, travelling for people with learning disabilities or people with other needs? Because that can be quite difficult and stressful, particularly if you're travelling in rush hour. Has anybody got any thoughts on that, any experiences with that?
Yes.
Okay,
I've got a story.
go on then.
At first on Royal Mail, I was given a lift, and suddenly, out of the blue, this manager turns it round, and she used an excuse like, "Oh, your dad said that you're capable to get the train up." And I spoke to my dad about it. He didn't even say anything to her.
Oh, right.
And I had to struggle for 10 years to get a bus in the morning, a train, and a bus and walk to Gatwick.
A fairly complicated journey.
Yes.
Right. So every day you had to get 2 buses and a train just to get to work.
I can remember it. Get up at 4:30.
4:30?
In the morning?
Oh wow. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Forward to get to Gatwick for 6.
Yeah.
I had to get the bus leave home, somehow get a taxi or a bus to the station, get a train, a bus to the station and train, and then walk to the bus from Gatwick. Not always on time, and then do that coming back.
Wow. That's quite a journey. Was that every day?
Well, when I was there, yes,
Wow.
for 5 days.
Wow. That must have been really exhausting.
It depressed me,
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Wow.
and they call that the joys of work. Now
Not particularly joyous of an experience, I don't think.
No.
it was horrendous.
Oh wow. So what's it like for you guys travelling to work in Brighton? Rahan and Nathaniel, what's it like? What's your journeys like? Are they okay or?
Yeah, my journey's okay because I can just get one bus.
And what about you, Nathaniel?
My journey is I get quite fortunate in that I both live in Brighton and work in Brighton,
Mhm.
so I just like walk to work.
That's nice.
That's
That's good. That's good.
I couldn't get up at 4 a.m. or like go on like a
No.
long journey. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I suppose if you're looking for a job and there are limited opportunities for people with learning disabilities, then like Michael had to, you might have to take a job that's quite far away from where you live, where you have to get.
I
lots
just
of-
made a point.
Yeah, of course you can.
In the job, their attitudes are hidden,
Yeah.
and they come out with, "You're not disabled enough. We're not your carers."
Right.
Now, how is that supportive? And
Yeah.
they still, unfortunately, when they say they cater for people with learning difficulties, you always get one or two and say, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, that I'm sure that's not very nice to experience.
Even now, before the safeguards, people, when you say, oh, what's the matter with him? Oh, he's got learning difficulties. What's that got to do with us?
Right. So there's a lack of understanding of what it means.
When they say, well, it can change under pressure, I could be completely wrong,
Fair enough.
if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. That's very fair. One of the things that we hear a lot from people when it comes to employment and earning money is quite interesting, and that is that some people are worried about taking on work because earning money can affect their benefits. And so even earning a very small amount of money for occasional work can impact somebody's overall income. So people are quite anxious about doing some work, earning a bit of money, but then at the end of the month actually ending up with less money than they would have had if they had done no work, which obviously it's not great advertisement for our benefit system if that's something that can happen. Has anyone got any thoughts on that around benefits and the way that working can affect those and the anxieties around that? Yeah, go on, Michael.
It's not very clear. It's full of ifs and buts.
The benefit system. Yeah, I think that's very true.
It's not very clear.
I think that's true.
Yeah, because I remember where like I wanted to like take a role when we had like the previous lecture, and then like I was working out in my head, and I was like, oh, because it was over 16 hours, we could take in over the limit of number of hours to work.
Right.
And
It's
also,
complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
as you get older, they kind of discriminate about you being older.
Okay.
They want the young people instead of the older people.
Right. Why do you think that is? What's making that happen?
They want young blood and stuff instead of you. I mean, they're doing it in Royal Mail and they could do that in well, I'm not saying Nathaniel but later on, there's nothing to say that it's nothing to say they can do it. It's their free will to do it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
When they say it won't happen now, they said that to me in Royal Mail.
Yeah.
As soon as I got an injury, oh, you're no good to us.
Right. So you were it sounds like you felt that you were just useful to them, and they didn't really value you. And then as soon as you weren't able to do the work anymore because of your arm, they just sort of shoved you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't feel good, I'm sure.
I mean, for now, their hands got, well, I'm sorry, I don't know bet on it, but you think you got the support now, it's so easy for them to put it away, saying, why should we do this? It's going to cost us money.
I think we've gone over quite a lot of things today. Some of it's been, obviously fairly negative, but that's to be expected.
I do apologise for that.
No, you don't have to be sorry, it's just your experience. But that's why we're doing this, because we want people to understand the negative experiences that you've had. But maybe let's try and finish on a positive note.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So, maybe we could have a think about what your dream job would look like. And that could be what the job is, it could be the kind of people that you're working with, it could be what the office looks like, or maybe you don't even have an office, maybe you do like an outdoor job or something like that. What would your dream job be? Anyone got any ideas? Go on, Michael.
Stress-free.
Stress-free, yes. That would be nice. Although
Yes.
I think that every job probably comes with some stress. I think that we just want it not to be overwhelmingly stressful. I think that's fair. If there is a stress-free job, let me know, because I'd like to have it. But I don't think you're going to find one. But you definitely want to limit the stress for sure.
Conflict of interest.
What about you, Nathaniel? What's your dream job look like? Something about your dream job.
My dream job would be to be a counsellor. And to be a counsellor in, I don't actually have a garden, so for this I would need my dream house. But be a counsellor and do the counselling sessions either in the garden when it's sunny or when it's rainy, have like not like a greenhouse, but if you imagine sort of a building like a greenhouse, but just for like counselling sessions.
Very nice. That sounds lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. And you've got the outdoor element there as well, and nice, peaceful. Sounds like a nice place to have counselling.
Yeah.
What about you, Rahan?
Probably to do communications, I think.
Okay. Communications.
Yeah.
And what kind of environment would you like to work in?
Maybe an office, I think.
An office, okay.
Or
And
maybe
what
from home.
are the people like in your office, in your dream job?
Probably friendly.
Yeah, so you want to work with good friendly people. Yeah, why not? Exactly. So just to finish off then, what I thought might be nice is if we could send out a message to any employers who are thinking about starting to employ people with learning disabilities, or employers that already do that. What's our message to them from Speak Out to the employers? What do we want to say to them as a final thought?
But we want to work with you, so please work with us in respect and kindness, and then we can build a better working environment and better world together.
Very nice. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
Give them support with their physical and hidden disabilities and have time for them.
Very good. Final thought, Rahan, to employers?
Probably to show understanding towards us.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, well done everybody.
Thank you for watching.